Hey guys, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So today I'm going to be talking about some different questions that I get when it comes on to natural hair, silk pressing, and actually taking care of your press. So a silk press it can be described as different things. It can be described as thermal styling, where you're using a flat iron, whether it be ceramic or titanium. It can be described as using a hot comb or a pressing comb. It could also be described as using Marcel's, where they have the flat barrel Marcel that you can also use to straighten out the hair. So everyone is going to have a different description and a different technique. So I don't want people to get it mixed up where they're like, oh, that's not a silk press because you're not using this tool or you're not using that tool. Guys, this is just a term that hairstylists use, and they use it in a different fashion and technique. So don't get too caught up on that. Another question that I get whenever it comes on to a silk press is, will I get heat damage when I get a silk press? While I can't say yes and I can't say no, it really is determined by who you go to, their technique, and if they really know what they're doing and when not to do it. So I'm not going to really home in on a certain stylist or who does it this way or who does it that way, because that really doesn't matter. But you really have to just pay attention to your hair, as well as the stylist needs to know the characteristics of the hair when not to offer a silk press, or when it's okay to offer a silk press, and how much pressing is okay and not okay. That determines if you have heat damage or not. It's not determined by, oh, you didn't use a heat protectant, because you can use heat protectant and still get heat damage. Oh, you used a hot comb instead of a flat iron. The hot comb doesn't necessarily give you heat damage as well. It just depends on if the stylist tempered the hot comb, that kind of thing. If they overpressed, if the hair was already about 60 to 70% of the way in regards to the bond being broken. And what does that mean when I say bond being broken? So the hair is made up of bonds. This is more like chemistry, you guys. The hair is made up of bonds. The bonds determine your curl pattern in regards to the elasticity. It determines if the hair is straight or if the hair is curly. When a bond is broken, that means that the hair is straight. When the bond is intact and not broken, the hair keeps its curl pattern, in but so many words. But that's what we mean when we say if the bond is broken, then that will determine, if the hair is going to literally be straight, or if it's going to stay, if it's going to go straight but be able to go back to curly. When the bond is broken, it can't go back to curly. So what do you do when the bond is broken? You really can't do anything at this point other than let that natural hair grow out, or let your natural hair grow out again, and you slowly trim away, or even one big chop, all of that straight hair. And that is the I don't want to say risk, but that's an if in any type of service. The bond can be broken with a color service. The bond can be broken with hot combing. The bond can be broken with a blow dryer. It can be broken with so many different things. So don't automatically assume that it's the silk press that did it. It's a number of things that contribute to a bond being broken. So in her case, if you notice, I did press her in regards to getting her hair to be straight and silky, but I'm using an iron now to style her. So this is a technique that I do. If I'm using a titanium iron to silk my client out, I sometimes can silk and curl at the same time. Other times I will silk and then go back and use a ceramic iron to style, but in extremely large sections. This is just my way of doing it. There's no right or wrong way to do it. So I don't want you to go to your stylist and accuse them of doing it the wrong way. Everyone's technique is going to be different. So how do you care for your hair when it's pressed out? How do you get longevity? So longevity cannot be determined by just looking at your hair. I can tell you that now. Some people can last 2 hours. Some people can last 30 minutes. Some people can last 1 week. Some people can last 2 weeks. It really depends on the behavior of the hair and the characteristics of the hair. So some characteristics that really hinder a silk press is if your hair has, or I'll say characteristics, that's good. If your hair has never been pressed before, If your hair has been pressed before and you've gotten it done on like a repetitive behavior, then your hair or your press is going to last a lot longer than the person who's never been pressed before, who's never had their hair straightened. You taught your hair to really do what you want it to do, which is keep a curl pattern. So silking it out one time isn't going to necessarily give you longevity with a press. But then there's others who over silk the hair, and now that first press becomes the only press and your hair can't revert. So I'm not saying these different things to scare you. I'm just giving you information to prepare you, because you really want to know what you're going into. Will I say, oh, don't get a silk press because you're going to lose your curls? No, you're not going to lose your curls. Just go to someone that is reputable, someone that has knowledge. So for those of you who are new to the hair care world, you're learning how to take care of your hair, I definitely invite you to my Boss Babes and Beauty Brunch that I'll be having here in Orlando, Florida, on October the 12th, which is 2019. If you're watching this video after, no worries. I'm actually also offering this in a live interactive webinar on October 20th and some other dates after. So you definitely can look at my page or on my channel and you'll be able to get other dates. But on the 12th, that is a live face-to-face event where I'll be teaching hair care techniques, how to take care of your hair, that kind of thing. And then I also have a master makeup artist. So if you're in the Orlando area and you want to join for October the 12th, go to bossbabebeautybrunch.com and get registered. And then if you want to join in the live webinar in regards to hair care and taking better care of your hair, which will be hosted by myself, it starts at 1 p.m. Eastern time and you can watch from anywhere in the world. You can go to elitehaircareusa.com and go to the shop page and register as well. So you have two different ways of being able to get this information on how to take care of your hair, so you really have no excuses. So go ahead now, either go to bossbabebeautybrunch.com to get registered for the face-to-face seminar / brunch, or go to elitehaircareusa.com and get registered for the live webinar. And the live webinar is titled Hair Care Like a Pro, so it's not Boss Babe, but the live webinar is Hair Care Like a Pro. So you go to the shop page and you'll be able to register for that. See you guys then.